All right, pre-show shenanigans. Grant and I the other day we were doing some reflection, some introspection on.
Actually, let's give ourselves some brownie points here. We're preparing for the upcoming podcast episodes.
Yeah, yes,
Major
major.
things coming. It was all for the Water Boys, but
But
yes.
uh, and this part will be a story for another day. But we were looking at my old YouTube channel that I had, where we had posted some Call of Duty content, some other stuff, and it made Grant and I think. I was like, yeah, I remember I got really mad at a game one time. I broke a controller, and that made
Well,
Grant.
first, actually, before we quite dive into that, we need to discuss how if the Water Boy meets a certain benchmark, will have to determine what that is, what that goal they have to reach is. But once they reach that goal, oh, they are getting access. They are getting access to that account. They're gonna have to earn
that
it.
page.
Yeah, they're gonna have
It
to
might
earn
be
it.
it might be the greatest and cringiest thing you've seen in your life, but you guys will love it, especially knowing me and Grant now, compared to
I
how we
think
were
it's
12
perfect.
years ago, 10 years ago. But
I
uh
had the biggest smile on my face watching that
oh
last
yeah,
night.
it was
It just
great.
brought
It
back
was
way too many memories.
great.
So
When you open the page and the first thing you hear, oh my god, it's
yeah, it's just
fantastic.
like, I mean, I will
Phenomenal.
also just say I'm very impressed with your ability as an editor back then. I'm very impressed. I don't want to bore the pod. I'm not
Like
gonna ask how
iMovie.
you edit it and shit, but yeah, okay.
iMovie.
I was gonna say, yeah, okay.
iMovie, yeah. Back then it was iMovie.
I was kind of hoping
Anyways,
I would hear a classic neon iMovie, the bam, ba dum, bam, bam, bam. You know exactly what I'm talking about, but okay. We were
yeah,
talking about video
anyways,
games,
yeah, we
raging video games.
there was a moment where it came up in question, and I was like, yeah, I remember vividly destroying one of my controllers after some bad moments, and Grant, that got you thinking, and you had a little story that you were telling me about the latest time that happened to you.
Well, when you brought that up, I was thinking, back in that era, what was a standard way that I would rage back then? And I am trying to think, and there were some moments, there were some times where I could get away with classic PS2 controller smash, a classic GameCube controller smash playing Super Mario Bros. Strikers. But what I was thinking more at that era, and you remember very well, let's just say when it came to my era in my house of eighth grade Call of Duty, let's just say I had a volume limit. And if I surpassed
Yes,
that volume
yes.
limit,
Now
my
hold
brother would
on.
go in the room.
Before you continue, there is I remember vividly, and I don't think the story is for today, but there was one time that happened, and there was an incident with
Oh,
sinks
yeah, we might
that
not. No,
occurred afterwards.
yeah, no,
Might be
not
the
for
funniest story
the
I've
Water
heard in
Boys
my
need to earn
entire
that.
life.
The Water Boys need to earn that one.
that
Yeah,
that is
that
a
one
story
does
that needs
not
to be
come for
earned.
free.
That one
That's gonna be
that
on
might be
Patreon.
the most
That's behind a paywall.
hilarious sequence of events I've ever had happen in my life. Like that was so
That's
unbelievably
being
funny.
saved. That's being
That needs to be saved.
at least till we have some type of established job
That
that we
will
won't
be
risk our
in
careers.
my groom speech to you.
I
Like
hope
that's gonna be
not.
one of my no, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic.
I I think you think that now. You'll get chuckles. You'll get chuckles, but the look on my dad's face,
Unbelievably disgusted.
my brother, he'll never be able to look at me the same way again.
He still doesn't know, does he?
I
To this
am
day,
never
no,
telling
has
him
no
that.
idea.
Why would I ever tell him that? No, okay. No, I mean, we tease that one hard. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
everyone. We're not going
yeah,
over, but we're just thinking about raging. Okay, back then I was on a little volume limit, so ironically, like during like peak Fortnite time, high school, I wouldn't rage by smashing anything, screaming or anything. I would just rage by quitting the game.
yeah.
That's
That
how
would
I
piss
would.
all of
That's
us
how I would
off.
rage.
Piss
So
me off,
that's what I would
especially.
do. But as I got into college, and I don't quite have that volume rule anymore. Little more freedom in my
Yeah,
raging tendencies.
yeah,
Uh, I will say I've been proud of myself. I've kept it pretty minimal overall. Nothing too crazy. Not like I broke a window. Controller though, different story. Okay. Let me start. This is my thesis. There is no more rage-inducing video game than FIFA. And there is no video game that enrages somebody more than losing in FIFA. Okay. And this is how I think about this, how I determine. If you're playing a Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever, when we're playing video games, we're all egotistical. It's never our fault why we die or lose. It's always someone else's fault. So
or David Vonahar. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. But outside influences killed you,
yes.
not yourself.
Yes. Not you.
So when you're playing a Fortnite, a Call of Duty shooter game, I know I'm thinking shooter games, but screw it. Even 2K My Park, you can always blame your shitty teammate. You could always blame your teammate and make yourself feel better. In FIFA, though, you got no one to blame but yourself, buddy. If you're getting cooked, if that ass getting cooked, yeah, that's a you problem. But because we're still egotistical and we can't accept defeat, we just blame it all on lag, blame it all on the cards. He bought packs. And at the end of the day, though, it is the lag. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to describe this unless you like have played FIFA, but it's just if that shit is lagging, it's unplayable. Like it's just not playable. And the way FIFA has progressed, this is a me thing. I don't like to rage quit in FIFA just because you lose the coin multipliers, and I don't buy any FIFA points, so I need every single coin that I can get. So I don't rage quit. The standard person, if you are lagging and you go down 3-0 in the first 16 seconds, rage quit. I don't do that. I'll just sit there and accept defeat, take it on the chin like a man, and then after the game, I will call up the network provider, Spectrum, in this case,
and DDoS them.
Call them up. What the actual fuck? You guys are the reason I'm losing. Fix this Ethernet. I need you guys to come out here right now. I need the Geek Squad. I know that's Best Buy, but I need the Geek Squad. So during there was a period of time where I was a little obsessed with FIFA Ultimate Team. Okay, my roommate and I shared account. I ended up getting a team of like Messi and Neymar and shit. Okay, first time I've ever had that ever. Getting pretty deep into the life cycle, and then one bad weekend happened where I was just on the verge of being just done with FIFA, and I think maybe MLB The Show was about to come out, so I could just quickly drop that game. But yeah, broke a controller playing online foot champs. I wish I could tell you an exact scenario of what happened. For the sake of the story, let's just say I lost on penalties. Okay, just to make this fun, I lost on penalties. I don't remember how I lost, but I remember breaking that. Shit. Do not have the controller here. Threw that one away. I should have kept that. That's like an art. I should have hung that, framed it.
That's an art piece in this day and age.
Yeah, I will say though, there's nothing worse than FIFA. That's the worst video game of all time. I've never had a more humbling experience. It's also just the definition of pay to win. If you go up against a full Mbappe legend team, quit. Delete the game.
Yeah, no. A full Mbappe legend, GG. Game is over.
That was the OG lingo.
Although I will say,
log into the Xbox 360 lobby, you see Scump in there, dashboard immediately. Get out of that shit.
Madden comes close though when they intercept you through another player's body or like hands or some shit. Like it comes close. That does happen.
Yes, but I would say I've now gone to the point when I play Madden that 99% of the times if I mess up, I know I messed up. Fair. I know we have different theories on that, but I like to assume I made a mistake, not the CPU.
I mean, like 85% of the time I'm like that, but there is that 15% where I'm like
85 Everett. I swear, if we are sitting in a Discord playing Madden, it's probably every 10 seconds where I get a new what the
okay, all right. You know that's cap because the last time that we played a game in Madden,
true.
I was not complaining one bit. I didn't complain 1 second.
Well, yeah, for that one specific game, true. Yes.
Like the last
if we are going to talk we've also like overall only played one Madden game.
Overall,
we played a couple.
We've played a couple. Overall. Yeah, if you want to do the ratio, yeah, I probably complained more. But over the past like year and a half, I probably have not complained that much at all.
Yeah, just one time, I want a little bit of humility out of you. Maybe next week we'll get it.
Hey, you get it a lot of the time. I am I am presenting some humility right now. I said that I have done it. I just said in the past year and a half, I really haven't. Don't shake your head at me like that. I'm sorry that I
No,
beat
I'm
your ass multiple
shaking.
times.
I'm shaking for that because I mean, if there's one man who hates EA Sports more than anyone.
Yeah, it
He's the
is me.
co-host on this
It is me.
episode.
It is
So,
me. I do despise EA Sports, but
I quick, you know, this slight transition into the episode. I did hear that this NCAA game is PS5, Xbox, new Xbox only,
exclusive.
no PS4.
Well, that is very tough for your
Oh
PlayStation,
yeah,
but that is
I mean,
great for
oh for me
graphics.
that was, well, this is the thing. I mean, bad news and good news for me. Overall, good news because it shows that they care. So at the end of the day, that's all right with me. But oh, this game could be something, folks. It could be. Please, can they make it like the old NCAA though? That if a corner is ever pressed, you could just streak and it's an auto touchdown. Let's add that back in Madden, guys. That was fun. Or in NCAA, that shit was fun. That's how it works right there. On the
Yeah.
OG Heisman difficulties,
Yeah, you
if you
just hit a
wanted to
streak and
score a touchdown,
press.
you pray that they press. Because if they're off,
Yeah.
you're just doing curls down the field and then you get picked and then you hate your life. And then you're like, oh, wait, I realize I got fifth grade multiplication tables to do right now. So yeah, okay. Without further ado, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a very important episode of the Wild Boy Podcast. Today is episode 208. It is MLB opening day for the season. For us, it's technically not, but for everybody, it is MLB opening day. The season begins. I'm ready. I am ready for this season. It is about time. The Sweet 16 kicks off today as well. I would say probably the most stacked Sweet 16 I can remember in a very long time. I could not tell you the last time that every 1 and 2 seed made it to the Sweet 16. I
couldn't tell you.
could
Couldn't
not.
tell you.
I'm
We've
not
had
sure
so
if
many
it's ever
upsets
happened
over
in
the
our
past
life.
year. We've had so many upsets over the past couple of years. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you.
This feels like a very, very unique March Madness where overall the favorites were making it through at the end of the day. So, hey, if you were like, I don't want to watch a VCU Morehead State play, well, good news. You got like Duke and Houston and good matchups all around the board. Oh,
No
and then
Jack
also
Golke though, which kind of sucks, but
it is a shame, but it's just beautiful to sit, recognize, and reflect that the legend of Golke, the story's already out. You know, the damage has been done. Golke is a legend of March already. So
he got his Buffalo Wild Wings NIL deal. So
and real quick on the subject, I mean, Kentucky, the number one hater of Kentucky basketball is Buffalo Wild Wings. The second after those upsets, Doug Everett and Jack Golke, immediate
both
Buffalo
got deals.
deals, immediate. So Buffalo Wild Wings, they got something against Kentucky. Shit, maybe it's the chicken wars.
Maybe
Buffalo
they're just
Wild
trying
Wings
to get
versus
Cal.
KFC.
They're just trying to get Cal out of there. I don't know. I don't really know.
And I mean, shit, I'm not sure if you saw this. Guess last week Perry might have an opinion, but Cal will be staying for another year at Kentucky.
When was that decided?
Yeah,
like that was reported?
He met with the AD and they said one more at least. So they're a joke. Yeah, don't even worry about Kentucky basketball anymore. BBN. No. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's your fault, Grant. That is your fault. That's your fault.
I will say, well, this is the thing about BBN. I was hyping him up. I do feel like, though, that this is a problem that people have been recognizing for a while now. Cal cannot get it done in March. He's just banking off of the coattails of his Anthony Davis ship in like 2011. Is that when 2011, 2010? That sounds about right when it happened.
I honestly could not tell you.
Yeah. Anyway, growth discussing. And then for you, Everett, is JJ McCarthy going to be the number 2 pick in the draft? This looks like a Will Levis smoke to me like last year.
Smoke and mirrors.
This reminds me of Will Levis, but I do think JJ is going to go like top 10. Not like Will Levis.
I mean, either way,
round,
my expectation right now is that
my
expectation is that quarterbacks are 1 through 4, and that includes JJ McCarthy.
Okay. Well, I want to dive into that a little. We can go over that formally a bit later, but we're gonna start off here with a little MLB news. I got my MLB juice ball conspiracy theory. Everett, I know you've heard this.
While you give that,
so
I'm gonna go take a little potty break. All right, I'll be right back.
I was gonna give you an out there. I was
No, no,
gonna try to
I'm gonna
help
own
you. I
it.
was gonna try to
I'm
give you
owning it.
Soka.
No, I'm owning it.
Respect,
I'm taking a little
respect,
potty
respect,
break. All right, all right.
respect. Oh, some slight changes on the podcast today. Who would have thought? We're seeing some progress right now out of Everett. Really proud of him. But MLB juice ball conspiracy theory. Okay, this would be a quick little warm up for me before I record this on TikTok. So bear with me, folks. MLB juice ball conspiracy theory. Break it down real quick. Simple overall. Okay, Rob Manfred, awful commissioner. We all hate Manfred. He has not done a great job of growing the game of baseball. Not a great job of marketing MLB athletes. If I were to guess, Jordan Poole probably has 5 times as many Instagram followers as Mike Trout. So if we're just talking the growth of baseball compared to an NFL or an NBA, not even comparable. But it used to be America's pastime. So we're going to be going over quite exactly here this juice ball conspiracy theory where the owners are very cheap. Many MLB owners very cheap. Okay, I got a little list right now of the team salary payrolls in the MLB, and we got a lot of very low values. So, Cincinnati Reds, 120 mil. Tampa Bay Rays, 120 mil. Orioles, 115 million. My God. Brewers, 147. Guardians, 130. Got some more 120s. And then we got an Oakland A's 80 million. Oakland A's 80 million, and that is the lowest one.
I mean, are you surprised?
No, not at all. They hate their baseball team. But MLB has a bunch of cheap owners who do not like to spend money. If we're looking at these teams in that very low portion of contracts, the only one that's a contender is the Orioles, and that's because they have like 4 prospects on pre-arb contracts who are just absolutely lining it up. Like
Gunnar 2 of them are number 1 overall picks.
I mean, they look like the same exact person. It's ridiculous.
Isn't Rushman? Rutschman is also Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, right? Adley, Gunnar. They all just look like the same guy. I don't get it. It's crazy. And Jackson Holiday, they're all just blonde guys. They all look the exact same flow. They're the only team that's on such a low payroll and is actually competitive. They're a very
which is going to be disgusting because I guarantee you by the time they come up off of ARB, they can afford all of them.
Well, financially they can, and they have a new ownership group now. But Orioles fans for the longest times have always joked to their owners in free agency, "Can we just sign a player? Can we just make one signing? I don't care who it is, but like." The Orioles do not spend money historically.
No, they're historically not, and they haven't had to. They won't have to,
though.
really.
New ownership, though. But Rob Manfred, to keep his job as commissioner, keep his job as commissioner, make the owners happy, who are technically his employers to a degree, to keep them happy, one way to help their pockets, instead of raising their team value and growing the game, you can just reduce their costs. You know, let's just start there. That's how Manfred does it. So how do you reduce costs, Everett? You juice or deaden the balls. Why do you do that? Because you either want to boost ERAs or you want to, you want to lower ERA. Well,
you want to harm ERAs.
You want to
hurt the ERAs.
Hurt ERAs and hurt batting averages. God damn it. You get what I'm saying, though. So by juicing the balls, you hurt the pitchers, okay? More home runs, more runs, pitchers look worse. By deadening the balls, vice versa. Pitchers look better, hitters look worse. So this was going back to 2019 when this theory started gaining some ground. In 2019, a brand new MLB record was set for single game home runs per team.
Yeah, Bomba Squad.
That season, each MLB team averaged 1.39 home runs per game. The next highest total, COVID year, 128. Next highest full season was 126 home runs in 2017. Major jump. Okay. It's the only year where there were over 1.3 home runs per team, and they almost hit 1.4. Okay. So that year, they juiced that shit. There are clips of like MLB hitters taking BP with 2019 balls versus current balls, and same exit velo, same launch angle, and the 2019 ball just goes an extra 40 feet. So like they were juiced. I don't exactly know how they did it. Maybe they make the seams less
They probably the
pronounced. I
cork
have no
that's
idea.
inside the cork that's inside of it probably is
That I like
lighter.
that one better. That makes more sense. But
Probably
I don't know.
lighter.
Regardless, balls were juiced that year. And it's very interesting that despite the steroid era existing, Everett, 2019 had the most home runs hit that year.
And what you got to say
Why?
about that, Barry Bonds?
Yeah, Barry. Yeah, how many rings do you get on the Giants, Barry? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, yeah. Okay. 2019 balls were juiced. Why were they juiced, Everett? The 2020 MLB free agent class was stacked with elite starting pitching. Okay. Now I'm about to say some washed up names, but bear in mind, okay, 2020, 4 years ago. Garrett Cole, 325 million. Steven Strasburg, 245 million.
Who? Who?
Rob Manfred said never again. I will never let a team get fleeced again like that. Zach Wheeler, 120 million. Great contract. That's the best one I'm going to read so far. Mad Bum, 85 million.
Huh. Huh.
Hyunjin Ryu, our king, 80 million. And fuck it, I had to throw this in there. Dallas Keuchel got 55 million that offseason.
Who?
Yeah, I know you don't know him. So yeah,
Who?
Dallas Keuchel, the legendary ground ball pitcher. Yeah, he even got a 50 million bag. That class was dominated by starting pitching. They wanted to lower those values. Shit, Mad Bum, Ryu, they might have gotten 100 plus if those balls were not juiced that season.
Yeah.
So yeah, that year, that's where I was starting to be like, huh, interesting. Moving forward though, let's look at just last year. Okay. Compare that season to the season before. Last season, there was on average 1.21 home runs hit per game. The season before, 2022, 1.07 home runs per game. Clearly, the MLB made a correction to the juice balls from 2019 to 2022. But last season, big increase in home run gaps. Huh, I wonder why. Let's look at the most recent free agent class. Shohei Ohtani, 700 million. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 325. Now, Yamamoto's slightly different. He didn't pitch in the MLB last year, unless they are calling up the Japanese baseball league and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to juice that shit too for us."
Yeah, clearly,
so
clearly, they didn't need to after that first experience we've had with him pitching.
But oh my God, the Chiefs signed that rugby star. Who, of course, the Chiefs signed
rugby
him.
star.
I'm not sure if you saw that, but there's just some rugby guy who's like apparently disgusting open field, like breaking tackles. He's just nasty. And of course, the Chiefs get of course. If that ends up breaking the NFL. Okay. All right. Guess they found their Tony replacement, huh?
They have they have Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, I forget. And they're fully Xavier worthy too. So let's just end. Okay, back to the baseball. Nola got 172 million. Josh Hader got 95. Eduardo Rodriguez got 80 million. Who we're sleeping on. That was a major signing that Arizona got. Arizona got two of the top lefty starters on the market, which is pretty helpful for the Dodgers lefty oriented top of the lineup. Pretty smart on their guy. I'll give him credit there. Sonny Gray, 75 million, Twins guy. Blake Snell, 62, and Jordan Montgomery, 25. It's the Snell and Monty I want to focus on, okay? Past examples, although they've tried to lower these contracts, it didn't exactly work. The Blake Snell Montgomery, though, that might be the first example of Manfred's juice ball shit truly paying off and protecting the owners. Like,
it took them a while to get signed,
really get this down. But like Montgomery signed yesterday, 2 days ago.
The season starts in a day.
Today, when this comes out, Jordan Montgomery, he's not ready to play. He's not ready. He didn't do spring training. He's not ready.
The arm is not ready. The arm is
I hope he's pitching on the side, but knowing baseball players, they don't do shit in the offseason.
Unless they're Trevor Bauer.
That's the last thing they want to think about.
Trevor Bauer.
Did you say Bauer?
Unless they're Trevor Bauer, because that's literally all he does.
Yeah, he is slightly different.
But that's a different situation.
Yeah, I will just say though, last year you look at the stacked starting pitching class and you look at the juice balls compared to the season before. So Everett, this next season, let's find out. Are they juice or are they going to be dead? Next year's free agent class. There's some big names on both sides, but varying ages and varying contract situations this past year. So the hitters, Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, Alex Bregman. I know Soto's going to get over 330. I would not be
The
shocked if he
Mets.
might get 4.
The Mets are going to pay him disgusting numbers.
They'll offer him. He won't accept, but the Mets will offer him that. Pete Alonso, if I were to guess, I would say somewhere in the twos.
Probably like 220. Probably like
220-ish, 240. I feel like for him, you might want to be a little safer. He's about to be 30. He'll be 31 when that contract kicks in. And then Bregman a little bit lower down, but still a quality player.
180. Yeah.
But the pitchers, we got Corbin Burns, very big name. We got Max Scherzer, not quite the same luster. Garrett Cole, slight asterisk. He'll only be there if he opts out. And for him to opt out, that means like he did get hurt though,
which is the other thing.
He's getting 37 right now, so I don't know which team.
Based on the fact though he also got hurt and he's hurt into the season. Yeah, no, he's not opting out. Like that's guaranteed money that he's getting.
No, yeah. So let's not really count him. Snell could opt out. If Snell does really well this year, he will opt out and go get his bag. And then Montgomery though. But
so to me, it's the pitcher is the bigger class from what it sounds like.
Well, we have more names there, but the whole point of this, and in the past, I've been looking at this from the perspective of overall, what's overall better. Let's just make them all worse. I'm now looking at us from the big money perspectives here. If we're going to save out on these owners, it's the big guys that you're going to have to lower. And because Juan Soto might be worth $400 million, I don't think that's crazy to say for Ted Williams 2.0. I think the balls are going to be dead this year. If you're looking at those pitchers, yeah, some big name guys there. Yes, that's true. But Snell and Monty have kind of lost their luster. This past offseason has kind of shown that they need to truly be lights out.
Wasn't your argument that last year was also dead though?
No, last year they juiced it compared to the season.
That's what I meant. That it was juiced last year, which is why their values were degraded. So if they juiced them again with a same size pitching class, like their values.
True, I get that, but the damage might already be done. The damage might be already done to Snell and Monty, specifically for them. This Soto Alonso contracts, though. Hey, I'm just saying, Juan Soto. Hate to admit it, pains me to say, but I mean, there's not many people in the MLB that when they're hitting against the Dodgers, I am holding my breath every single pitch. Not many players I can say that for. Juan Soto's one of them. And because of that, I think it's going to be dead. I think it's going to be dead because he's going to command such a large contract.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think it could go really either way, and we'll see. You kind of have a little bit of a buffer for your theory this year. You could, if it's wrong, if Deden's wrong, you'd be like, I mean, still look, I called it. It's still a big pitching class. So
no, I'm a stick to hits. I'm a stick to the hitting. I just wanted to point out that past years it's been very obvious which side is stacked.
Yes, this year is a little bit more ambiguous. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Shit, maybe new theory because there isn't too big of a difference. No major change. Same baseball as last year. No differences. Maybe that's our conclusion. Fuck, I don't know.
Okay, well, talking about contracts, I know we're gonna give our takes for World Series. We do this every year. We're talking about contracts. Will Smith and the Dodgers have agreed to a long-term 10-year extension worth $140 million, so about $14 million a year, until what they put us at 2034, 2035. So long-term extension there for our catcher. Obviously, your first response to this was
place in starting next season. So I think that might be
so 35. Yeah. So great. I mean, your my responses were like, holy shit, like this is a steal. 14 mil a year, essentially. Like that is wild. The next thing that I was talking to somebody else. Next thing is, so what happens with Cartaya or Rushing? What in my opinion, I would rather keep Dalton rushing. I want him to be your second catcher. Get Austin Barnes the fuck out of here. And Cartaya, we'll see you later.
I am so unbelievably with that. So unbelievably with that. I want to start off with Will Smith's contract first, then we'll dive into like future Dodger outlook. But just starting off with Will Smith, this is why I feel like this contract is extremely great value and good use. I look at the Atlanta Braves and how they are constructing their rosters right now. Okay, the Atlanta Braves are kind of doing a different type of method where instead of letting their guys go up for free agency, they are signing their young key up and comers that they've developed, and they are signing them to multi-year deals when they're pre-arb. They are signing them when shit. For example, Michael Harris is making $9 million this year. He is 21 years old. I believe this is his third MLB season. He should be making $700,000 right now if he did not. That's what he would get, and he wouldn't have zero say.
Yeah, you're trying to lock them down on a lower value, so when they outplay it, you are not required to pay them again. It's not like the NFL where wide receiver. I got another little thumbs up there. Look at that. Look at that on Zoom.
Yeah, what the hell's going on with this shit? Because I've been seeing it on FaceTime too, and I'm sick of this bullshit.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of that. But it's not like the NFL where you're gonna have some cryptic emojis go up on Twitter and you're going to have to renegotiate their contract to pay them more. It's not like that. Once they get put in this contract and they're getting paid less, you kind of have a locked in steal. So, like they're getting that 9 mil. Maybe he's going to be worth 17 in 3 years. You don't know. So
well, it's like the Braves, they're very fortunate where they're at a position right now where I know you might not like to hear this ever, but as of today, with a fully healthy Dodgers roster, Atlanta still has a better team than us. They do. That might hurt to hear, but they do. They do have a better team than us. In all of the World Series sims, they are beating us in multiple NLCSs. I'm fucking terrified of Atlanta. Atlanta is horrifying. They are in a very unique position though, that they have their star power hitters in Austin Riley, Olsen, Acuna. Shit, even Harris might get a little nod there. Albies, they have those guys who are overperforming their current contracts despite being locked up on long-term things. Austin Riley, 21 million average annual value. He's an absolute babe. Acuna, he created the 40-70 club last year. He gets 12.5 million a year.
Oh,
that should be illegal. That should be illegal. Okay, illegal. Matt Olson, 21 million a year, and don't look up how many home runs Matt Olson hit. Don't look up how many home runs he hit last year, Everett.
Nothing is funnier than the Oakland A's always having talent and always losing the talent that's actually great. It's top MLB
dude,
players.
The Braves have just become the Oakland A's.
If the Oakland A's paid
the AAA of Atlanta Braves,
exactly.
Essentially,
if they paid their top players, that's what
they'd be the Braves.
Braves.
But for a team like this, and you have your Rileys, your Olsons, Acuñas, and they honestly aren't taking up as much as they probably should, and your Ace and Strider is only getting 12 mil. I kind of think if I were the Braves, I would want to keep Harris. Do not extend Harris. Albies, we ain't extending you shit. Don't extend any of them, and use that extra money to go splash. And then you add in your four-headed monster. Thank God the Braves didn't do that. Thank God they didn't do that, honestly. But when I look at their team, they are doing a good job of keeping their core together, and they are extending their current window because this core will be in the Atlanta Braves lineup and rotation for the foreseeable future.
And they're also young. They're all young.
Very young. When it comes to Dodgers, it is Will Smith. He is 25, 26 years old. We're going to have him for the next 10 years on 14. As of today, right now, Will Smith, percentage-wise, around 75th percentile. Well, he's been 75th plus percentile OPS across the league.
I mean, we thought when he got his contract, when he went to free agency, we thought it would be a lot more than 140.
Way more than that. I thought he'd get a
lot
more than that. And I was really expecting this might be last year with Willie because
that was my expectation
be able to re-sign him. Getting him on a 10-year 140 with a lot of it deferred too, but shit.
Now,
With the math, let's say he's 11 mil a year to the luxury tax. I don't know. Let's just say around that. We're getting phenomenal value right now and for the next 5 years. He's going to be overperforming that 14 for at least the front half of that contract.
Now let's look into other implications, though. Let's look at these other implications.
This is, I'm going back to your argument with Rushing and Cartaya
right.
now.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's say 5 or 6 years down the line, Will Smith, he's still hitting. We still want him in the lineup, but the framing issues get even worse. I know it's incomprehensible to even think, but they can get worse, everybody. I know. And what if that happens? I'm expecting it to happen.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, too. This is
idea, Everett. Will Smith becomes the Los Angeles Dodgers third baseman. Max Muncy, he's out in 2 years.
See, this is what I was going to say.
Dalton Rushing, that's our new catcher. This is what I
was going to say.
Diego Cartaya, you are a Washington National, okay? So
Freddie is out in 4 years. I was going to say you get a little Joe Mauer. I'm not comparing Will Smith to Joe Mauer at all. But you get a little Joe Mauer action in here.
We can't boost Will like that, dude. Joe Mauer.
But you get some Joe Mauer action here. You move Will from catching to first base to replace Freddie when Freddie leaves.
Oh, that could be it too. That'll be a much easier transition, and I'll be very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Super comfortable with that one. But like, let's change the timeline. Forget Will Smith. What if Dalton Rushing is MLB ready in 2 years? Will's getting moved.
If he's MLB ready, he could be MLB ready in a year at this point right now.
New idea. What if Ohtani plays the field in between starts and now we have a DH spot opened up?
I mean, I know
still, Ohtani's bringing it up.
Muncy,
if it were up to me,
at least
you're not allowed
Muncy
to pick up the baseball unless you're pitching.
So
yeah,
at least Muncy's moving on. So I mean, that third base.
He'll be here for 2 years though. He'll be here next season.
Yeah.
I don't think he has an opt out, and like, let's say we want to get rid of him next
year. We just gave him an extension.
Probably have to dump off a solid. I think just 2 years, but I think
but still, it's an extension.
Like 12 a year.
Okay, all right. Let's give our World Series predictions right now. Essentially 6 months ahead of time. We do this every year. Grant and I obviously are.
We'll do the Dodgers version, and then
we're both Dodgers fans. We'll have a Dodgers version, and we'll have a non-Dodgers version, just to mitigate the biases here. First of all, I'll go first. I'll say what my Dodgers version is.
Let's both do our Dodgers versions first.
Okay, and then we'll do secondary.
Yes.
Dodgers-Orioles is my Dodgers matchup, is my World Series prediction.
For me, this is a little bit emotional, I know, but give me Houston. Dodgers-Stros. I need to beat them in a real World Series. I can't do this anymore. After this year, Bregman's going to be gone. It's just going to be Altuve. They won't be the same Astros. I need to beat them while they're the Astros.
Okay. All right.
And Verlander's still there. Yes, Verlander is still there for like 2. Yes. No, I need that. I need to beat them in a playoff series just for me. So I can just know that 2017 was ours.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you want to do your non-Dodgers version? You go first and I'll go second.
I want you to go first because I have a wild card team in the World Series, not winning it, but in it.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna differ too much from what my Dodgers prediction was. Orioles and Braves. Last year I had the Rays in there. Great start. They fell off, so I've kind of been using that jinx for the Braves too a little bit.
Well, Orioles, you also got Braves hosed with the Rays with their unnamed shortstop and Shane McClanahan out for the season.
Got hurt. Orioles, Braves. That is my non Dodgers guess.
So I want to say Orioles. I want to do it bad. I really want to. I'm not going to trust a bunch of 23-year-olds to carry a team through a playoff series. I think they could win a series, but I'm not confident in them winning the whole thing. I am going to take. Originally, I had a team from the AL Central in the World Series just to make you smile a little bit. Screw it. We're going to stay with it. Yeah, I got the Braves being the Minnesota Twins in the World Series.
Okay. All right.
Okay. AL this year. AL West, that one's, I think, going to be a little bit little bit closer. Astros, Rangers, Mariners. I think Mariners actually got a good little ball club. I know we just stole Teoscar for them, but J-Rod will be nice. AL Central, right now, Twins are like the pretty strong betting favorite to take that division. And because of that, like, hey, they're not gonna play in a wild card. They just avoid that first round. I'm very confident in the Twins taking home AL Central, and just because of that, hey, that helps a lot in the playoffs. Okay, you get through round one, and because of that, shit happens. Okay, Orioles got bounced. No one saw that coming. Central though, NL Central is a fuck fest. I hate that division. I think I'm picking the Reds to win that one personally. But Cubs are kind of the favorites. West, we don't need to discuss that. We know who's winning it. And then East, Braves should dominate, but I think Phillies will get the number one wild card out of the West. Maybe somebody competes with them. I don't think the Diamondbacks can make a real push for that top
No,
wild card
I
spot
think I
personally,
also think
but
that it was last year's a little bit more of a fluke year. Not saying the Diamondbacks aren't going to be good.
such a just phenomenal luck went
Not
their way.
saying the Diamondbacks aren't going to be good because they
Well,
will be in the
just by the
future. They
nature
will
of
be.
an 84 win team going to the World Series, like they got so many great breaks.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah,
mean, thank God Mookie Betts became a fucking third grade baseball player in the playoffs, so that helped.
yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on. There's not a whole lot of content for today, which I'm going to expect this episode will be a little bit shorter, which is fine. Uh,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you the one thing on the NFL. Everett, do you think you already answered it. Do you think four quarterbacks will be drafted the first four picks? You already said yes, but
yes.
that was my bullet point.
I mean, look, the thing is, I know JJ McCarthy was talked about becoming the second overall pick. I think that that's horse shit. Although Jaden
Now
Daniels
let's have
apparently
a
didn't look
little
great at his
fun.
pro day.
Well, and you know that what's up with his elbow? You see
It's
that
like
shit?
yeah, it looks whack. Looks whack.
I was
Wild.
just I was like, wait, is this photoshopped? I was like, this can't be real. I was like, wait,
It's very
that's
weird. It's very
real.
weird.
It literally looks
Like
like
his boat,
his
it's out.
forearm
His
just
no, it's
starts
out.
in, yeah. Like I have no other way to describe it. But if we could have a little bit of fun here, who do we think leaked that JJ McCarthy going number two? What would it be the Commanders leaking it? Would they want to leak that? What
Patriots.
Patriot? Okay,
Patriots.
okay.
Because you're like,
Patriots.
hey, JJ's too. You gotta trade up with us to get Drake May.
There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay,
Has to be.
that makes sense. Okay.
Or it's Jim
Because
Harbaugh,
I'm just wondering
which also
who
is a
put that out.
possibility. It's also possible.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if
Which, by the way,
I mean,
I sent you this.
hey,
There's a
maybe I'm the
video
crazy
of
one here, but what what coach would ever just shit on their college quarterback who just won them a natty? Like, why? Obviously, Jim Harbaugh is just gonna be gassing him the fuck up. Maybe the best quarter. Well, he has been saying like the greatest quarterback combine performance in the history of the world. Like, okay, maybe some gross exaggerations there, but
I don't know if they
that is
saw
Harbaugh. He like
AR-15's
rides for his guys.
combine. Um, and
I
I
mean,
did send
shit,
you
Zach
this.
Wilson put on a show.
I
So
did send you this.
I
There's a video of Jim Harbaugh being like, what's the thing that matters the most? Like, what is the position everybody depends on? And he starts talking about the offensive line. Like defensive line, you depend on the O line. Quarterback depend on the O line. Wide receivers depend on everybody depends on the O line. Talking about
oh,
the
and I
O line.
love that quote. I
Yeah,
love that
the
quote.
only problem with that is you don't want to draft an offensive lineman with the fifth overall pick, do you?
God no. Oh
Yeah,
God
see,
no.
that's the problem there.
No, so this is the question I want to
Talking
take.
about the offensive line being the most important position in football, the most dependent position in football
Which I
from your
agree
new
upon.
head
And going
coach,
back to his Stanford days and shit, what he just said at Michigan, that adds up. That
I'd be
adds up to how
concerned
he
that
coaches.
Joe Alt will be picked over Marvin Harrison Jr.
But this is my question. Let's say Harbaugh truly wanted to do that. He wanted Joe Alt 5. Shouldn't he just be talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. right now then?
Well, he hasn't specifically stated Joe Alt.
No, but like if he wanted to convince the Giants behind us that we don't want Marv, he would be hyping up O-line right now, wouldn't he?
Well, the Giants are not the question here for Marv. That's not who they're concerned about taking Marv. Like that's not.
Regardless, anyone who wants him. anyone who wants Harbaugh's word's not mine. The fifth pick, if the first four are quarterbacks, it's essentially the first pick in the draft, which I think, I mean, it's like, what the hell? What? But I don't agree with that quote necessarily, but he's trying to boost us up a little bit. I will say, yeah, tears will be shed if Joe Alt from Notre Dame is a Los Angeles Charger at pick 5 and a guy named Marvin Harrison Jr. is still available. Tears will be shed.
Blood it will be recorded.
Will be
it will it will be put on our TikTok page if TikTok still exists by then.
It's gonna be horrifying. It will be terrifying if that happens. I will say though, I've seen it too much in my life. I am not 100% confident we would take Marv if he was there at 5.
I would not be confident in that either. I would really not.
Like, I wish I could lean one way or the other. I mean, to be safe, lean O-line to be safe. But like,
hey, all I want to say, everybody was like with the Charger or with the Bengals, they were like, all right, Joe Burrow against Jamar Chase. He's going to get sacked before he can throw the ball to Jamar Chase. But if they have Panay, then they could throw the ball to whoever, and Panay Sewell will block for them. The Bengals went to the Super Bowl the next year without an offensive line, so I don't really know how much that actually matters depending on the quarterback. But
I will also just say, like, hey, if we trade down and take Joe Alt, you won't hear a pip squeak out of me.
But here's my question: if Marvin Harrison Jr. was available at 5 and you traded back,
yes, I'd be so pissed. Like, unless the haul for Marv at 5 is crazy. Like, crazy. I'm giving you Marv.
Okay. The only other big
NFL Joseph fucking Alt, and I'm giving you Marv. Yeah, you're giving me some luxury on top of that.
Other big NFL news. We have had the trade deadline moved to week 9. Instead of week 8. So that is a new update.
So is it now at the end of week 9 or like right before week 9?
It says it says after week 9.
Okay. All
right. The other thing is the kickoff has now changed. It is now the XFL kickoff where you have the kicker booted and nobody can move until the receiver catches the ball, until the punt returner, kick returner catches the ball. All right. Most of these people, most of the returns that we've seen from the XFL, I'm not an avid XFL watcher, but the ones I've seen clips of, they get back to around like the 30, 31. So I'm assuming that starting position is going to be a little bit greater now. But it will just be interesting to see if these return men like Cordero, Patterson, or Kenny Nwangwu, like these guys who do really well, are going to do even better with that being the regulations, or if it really is not.
No idea. Well, I just have to kind of wait and see. Shit, I can't say I've been studying up XFL myself either.
Could not say.
I'll put a finger up for that one.
Out of our jurisdiction. Out of our jurisdiction.
Like, when I was just hearing these rule change, like, this is a very significant rule change, of course.
Yes, this is altering the entirety of kickoffs.
Quick side question. If it's an onside kick, just regular onside kick. I think
it's regular onside kick. Which kind of sucks because the rule I want to change the most was make that shit
I wanted
fourth
a
and
20
15
conversions. Or 4th and 20.
Make it
should be 4th and 20, not 15.
It should be 4th and 20 conversions. Be lit.
The Chiefs would, if I were the Chiefs and it was just a 4th and 15,
four verticals
every single play.
4 verticals.
Every single time you score a touchdown, run that shit back.
Yeah.
Let's go up 14. So yeah, I will say though, my first thought, onside, what happens? Guess that makes sense. My other question though is, because this is a whole play being removed from the sport. Okay, kickoff is now dead. Okay, I'm sorry, but that Mac Wilson Speedy Noyle hit where Speedy Noyle's teeth got knocked out, yeah, that's gonna be an artifact of the past. When you're showing that to your kids, you'd be like, what the hell? What are they doing? What vicious Viking?
Yeah, because by that point it's gonna be
crazy football
but that's fine.
Yeah, but like kickoff's dead, and I mean, shit. If there's any sport where people are trying to ban it for youth protection, it is football of any sport right now. So I just wonder how long it'll take for this to be implemented in high school football.
I don't know if it's going to be ever implemented in college because, like I said, like kickoff.
I feel like college would be the most likely to get it in, if anything, just because it's like that's the stepping stone to NFL.
Yes, but at the same time, like there's not the same consensus for college doing it as the NFL, because the NFL is doing it more so for injury concerns. Something like college football really doesn't have like, because most kickers can't boot it
Well,
super far, or
I'll
and
be
you also
honest.
can
Like,
fair catch though outside of the end zone.
well,
So
I will say just for college though, like, shit, when used to be at Ohio State, Greg Schiano, he's now the Rutgers head coach. Like, he talked about this super long ago. He wanted to ban kickoff like a decade ago. Rutgers had a player, Eric LeGrand, who got paralyzed on kickoff. And like, I just, without question, from an outside perspective, you look at the kickoff play and you're like, what the hell is this barbaric shit? Like, this is not okay. Just from an outside perspective, okay? Not from a football fan, okay?
just somebody you look
Human,
give
a
somebody from
European.
Britain, give
You
somebody from
show a
Britain a
European
video of it.
a run play, a pass play, and then kickoff, okay? Kickoff's way fucking different than the other two, all right?
Can we
Full
show them
difference.
punting too?
Yeah, punt. Ooh, I mean, they can't ever get rid of punt, but I'm just going to be on record saying the worst position in all of sports, the worst team to ever be on is punt block. Or just punt.
Punt
just
return.
Punt. No, punt returns the most fun. That's when you get to headhunt free shots on people.
Well, I'm saying when you're the return man. When you're the return man.
No. Screw that. We're talking, you are hand on the dirt. You're on the line. You're rushing the punter.
You're the protection.
When it flips.
No, you're on defense. I
got you. Get ready, folks. We're getting a highlight reel out. Punt returns the greatest position. Punt, that's when your ass gets cleared off the floor. That's when bodies go flying. All right. When you're on punt and you get blindsided, just be able to see for weeks. You'll be dead.
Be but
yeah, I feel like, without a doubt, from a safety perspective, that shit's. I feel like this will be implemented pretty quickly, but I'm not sure if they can get this done for next season. I mean, no, there's definitely enough time. They could if they want. But I think college football, they just got the playoff deal out of the way. You know, they can set their priorities to some football shit now, not conference realignment.
Yeah, they won't though. They
won't. No, I know absolutely. They won't. I'm saying they could.
Their next priority should be the Rose Bowl. That should be the next priority, is making the Rose Bowl still a thing, because right now it's not.
They haven't opted. They haven't opted in the college football playoff, but I love that the Rose Bowl opted into NCAA football 25. They know where their priorities are.
I need them to opt into the playoffs though. Like, that's what I need.
Yeah, no, we need
that. Okay, I don't really have anything else.
I got one mini update. I got a slight little thing I want to end this with our dumbass tweet of the week, or dumbass Twitter user of the week. Little Ohio State news. So, we went over it. Jeremiah Smith lost his black stripe earlier in the week. That was a pretty big shock to me, actually, because I mean, we got some other notable guys, but shortly after, Ohio State just had their two former first-team All-SEC players lose their black stripes, in Caleb Downs and Quinshon Judkins. And it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been in the petty Ohio State fan. It's been a little bit of time, but I'm back, Everett. It's been so cute. So cute. Just like how you love reading those Justin Jefferson trades, Everett, I love seeing an Alabama Crimson Tide fan cry over Caleb Downs and now claim that, he was never even good in the first place. We never, I mean, he's a bum. He's not Alabama good. So with our dumbass emotional Alabama fan of the week, this comes from @Squidward's World. What an @. He started this off with a tweet, 4 screenshots of Caleb Downs getting trucked or on the ground, getting bulldozed, which I'll be honest, I never saw those pictures, and now I'm a little bit concerned, but I never saw those, and now I have seen those. And he put in quotes, America's worst nightmare. Yeah, right. So Ohio State fans, the best investigators of Twitter, by far, Ohio State fans. Just quick little recent look at
the Swifties. The Swifties are up on there too, man.
Bro, dude, thank God the BTS army has been suspended, because holy shit, they were on my ass. If they didn't break up in like 2021, bro,
you might not be here right now.
I wouldn't. But they did some digging, Squidward's World, on January 16th, 2024. If
Oh, I thought
Caleb
you were going
Down,
somewhere else with January 16th. I was going to be concerned.
no, January 16th, 2024. If Caleb Downs leaves, we're screwed. Program is chalked. So yeah, that's beautiful. We love to see that. We also got a Miami Hurricanes fan talking shit to Ohio State,
Interesting.
uh, saying Caleb Downs 0-1 against Michigan, you bum. And it's like, is a Miami fan trying?
What?
Is a Miami
Huh?
is a Miami fan trying to roast us getting Caleb Downs because he lost to Michigan?
Let's focus on learning how to kneel the ball down properly, buddy.
Yeah, let's win our own games, guys. Hey, let's just focus on a double digit win season, guys. I know
Yeah,
it's
let's
been a
get there.
minute, but
Let's get there
let's get
first.
there.
Let's get
Uh,
there.
yeah, yeah. But that's our dumbass of the week. Shout out Caleb Downs and Quinshawn Judkins. Ole Miss fans think Quinshawn's coming back. To which Quinshawn's
How?
mom,
What?
oh, Ole Miss fans think Quinshawn's coming back, transferring back to Ole Miss. Alabama fans think Caleb Downs is transferring back to Alabama because Caleb Downs. This is why you're gonna
Oh,
love
I saw
this.
the whole unfollowing. Like he never followed Ohio
He
State.
was
Like that
never
was
following Ohio State in the first place.
yeah. Like what?
Uh, yeah, but Quinshawn Judkins' mother replied to a quote, laughing, being like, "Oh yeah, Quinshawn wants to go back to Ole Miss. No, Columbus is home." From his mom. I'll take her word.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best primary
I'll
source.
trust her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's arguably a better primary source than Caleb Downs himself.
Or that was Quinshawn. That was for
Oh,
Quinshawn.
sorry. Still, think Quinshon Judkins himself.
Yeah, I mean, and shit, if you look at any Ole Miss fan, they were not too bad. Quinshawn, the way he left Ole Miss.
I mean, I don't blame
Quinshawn
him.
had some disputes on his way out with his workload and how much they want him to run the ball. So
Don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I know Jackson Dart did not like Quinshawn Judkins. So
Really.
they did not like each other. Found that one out. Which that's for Dart, not Quinshawn, right?
Yeah, I hope. I hope. I hope.
Well, at least we have
Um,
Trevion.
hey, all I'm saying, Tulane held Quinshon Judkins to like his lowest yards per game, like 3 years, 2 years. So all I'm saying. I don't really have anything else, to be honest, nothing that's of interest. Unless you have something else to go over. I guess it was more of a big MLB day. Um,
I actually real quick, I guess LB. I did this last year. I think maybe we did this 2 years ago, but it was kind of like my key players for the Dodgers to win a World Series. Who are some guys I want to focus on? And in the past, what I've noticed with the Dodgers is, hey, like our 1 through 3 has a tendency to fall asleep come October. And let me start off caveat: for us to win a World Series, Dookie Betts needs to go back to Red Sox Mets. Okay. Freddie Freeman needs to be 2021 Atlanta Freddie. Okay. And Shohei Ohtani, well, you just need to stop placing parlays, babe. That's what you got to focus on. But those three, they need to be good for us to win. If they aren't good, we don't win.
I just also like I have a problem with the way I said this last year, but it's the way that we approach the playoffs. I swear to God, the way that Dave and our batting and our hitting coaches just approach it is horrendous. I don't know what they need to change, but that needs to be altered.
I don't understand it, but it's just this team. I don't know what it is. Maybe they just get too complacent in the regular season. They're just destroying, running through everybody that they just, I don't know. When the pressure's on in October, they just start choking. But those front three, they're going to need to hit for us to win. Okay. But even if those front three hit and dominate, that's not a guarantee we win the World Series. We need other guys to come up, produce, and hit. So these are kind of the key guys that I think are going to be very important this year. Going to be very important in setting this lineup and getting things going. Starting off, might be a little bit weird, might be a little bit strange, but Jason Hayward. Jason Hayward's going to get a lot of starts this year going up against righties. Now, lefties is the meta to beating us, okay? You're going to need those lefty starters, which the D-backs loaded up on, to get through that front three consistently and in multiple appearances. But if we're just talking from that other perspective, Jason Hayward's going to be getting a lot of starts In I believe they have Hayward playing right, actually Teoscar in left. I thought Teoscar would be in right. No, he's in left. Hayward's gonna have a lot of starts. Last year, he had, I believe, over an 850 OPS against righties. One of his best seasons in a long time hitting the ball. And if he can stay a consistent hitter in our lineup, I think that's going to be very important. Also, quick by nature, even though this one doesn't really count. Whoever's platooning with him in that same position, like that's a big platoon spot right there. Whoever's playing right field, we're gonna need some shit out of you. And then next one up, which makes sense. We've been talking about a lot. It's Gavin Lux. Gavin Lux. I I don't know what it is with past World Series teams, but I feel like when that young guy in the lineup gets a hit, it just fires the team the fuck up. When I look at the Phillies, Bryson Stott, when he was hitting his bombs, coming out to AOK and shit, it is a different attitude and atmosphere in the dugout when the young guy getting nothing is lining it up and producing and putting on a show. It just inspires the fucking big dogs to start picking it up. If Lux is hitting, then Mookie's fucking locking in,
Locking the
So
fuck in.
if Gavin's 2 for 3, then Freddie's showing up next AB and smacking that shit to right center. So like, I just feel like for us this year, I want to keep a competitive intensity with the vibes. Okay, the vibes are good. 162 game season is long. That shit's long as fuck. We saw from Bruiser Gratterall how boring that shit can be pregame. Okay, we know. So vibes are good, but also at the same time, it's that intensity, and it is those young guys being able to come up and hit. They're getting jack shit, and now your $40 million man is up with your 9-hitter, 1 mil guy on second. So I just feel like this year I just want some stronger relationships. I want to be boys, keep the vibes, but I want us to hold each other accountable. I want us to motivate, inspire each other. If Austin Barnes ever starts off 2 for 2, everybody else
Dalton
on the
Rush.
team better
I was
be
gonna
fucking
say.
smacking.
I thought you
Better
said,
be
for a second, I thought you said
doubles.
0 for 2. I said Dalton Rush and get it.
No. If Austin Barnes ever starts a game off 2 for 2, the rest of the team
better be
on
yes.
fire,
Because that's very unlikely to happen.
It will not happen this year, so that's why I brought it up. But yeah, I'm ready for the season. I'm excited. It's about time. It's been a long time since we've had our boys playing.
It's been a week, Grant. It's been a week.
I got to catch the first inning, and that was an awful mistake.
You stayed up for the Yamamoto game and then watched them get blown up.
Like genuinely the biggest mistake I've made in years.
Oh my God. That was great when you texted me that morning.
No, yeah, you probably woke up to a text and it's just like, holy fuck, do not look up what he did. We made a mistake.
The best part is I woke up
for practice on a bullpen pitcher.
I woke up for practice. It was like 6:30. We were in the 4th inning and I just saw the alert. We're down like 6-1. And I was like, oh God. It's like, fuck.
It was painful.
Although one thing I will say, the one thing I did like to see out of that game is the fact that we did actually battle back and we were able to score.
Yeah, we had
that was an important difference. That was an important difference.
I like seeing that because we have a tendency in the World Series, if we go down, if we give up a run the first inning, the whole lineup's
it's over. It's over. The game's over.
Yep, that's how we
with
play.
That.
So.
Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at WaterboyPod. Make sure to follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett and at WaterboyGrant. We post new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode. We post new TikToks every Tuesday to Sunday. So follow us there. Make sure you don't miss any content. And depending on what goes on with TikTok, we also do post on Instagram, which we'll be moving to if TikTok does die. We'll see what happens with that. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.